claustrophobia now. Welcome back, everybody, to Mismatch Misfits. Sorry we took a little while to record another one. Uh, I wasn't in the right mental space, but we're back.
I was also sick. I had the flu.
Yeah, there you go. As of right now, it is just me and Sampy, your host, Literacy 22, and my female companion, the only female in the group as of right now, Sampy. How are you, Sampy? How are you tonight?
Good. I still have the flu, but it's not as bad.
It's tolerable flu.
It's tolerable. Like, I'm not coughing 24/7. But that's also why my voice sounds funny.
No,
I'm super congested.
yeah, it's not. It doesn't sound funny. It's just I can tell you're stuffy.
Yeah. I was talking to Fritos the other day.
Yeah.
And he's like, you sound sick. And I was just like, I am. I've tried everything. It doesn't want to go away.
Like I am. You don't have to remind me.
No. It does not want to go away.
I wasn't feeling in the right mental space. I was like so close to just getting rid of Twitch channel and everything.
It happens. There are times like that where people just need to take a step back from everything. Yeah. It all piles up, especially like right now, like us being parents. It's school time, so it's more chaotic. Those first like 2 months of school, retransitioning our children, retransitioning our schedules. Yeah, like it's a lot.
Yep, and I had the past months I hadn't been really sleeping well because I had been working like 11 to 12 hour shifts, and like since I can't sleep like right away whenever I come home from work, I will go to work I will go to work at 10 a.m. and will come back home around like 9, 10, maybe 11 sometimes, and I wouldn't sleep till like 2. After eating, taking a shower, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I'd be tired of shit. Like I would be tired by the time I have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and get the kids ready for school and all that stuff.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. Like I said, I started a new job and it's physically demanding on me.
Yeah.
So I understand. Like it's physically demanding. Like the minute I get home, all I want to do is like shower and sleep. Yeah. But I can't because I have to go take care of Kai, make sure he eats. Yeah. You know, do clean the house, do stuff like that.
Yeah, like the stuff that you normally do.
Yeah, because I even had people messaging me. They're like, "Yo, I haven't seen you online. You haven't been streaming. Are you okay?" And I'm just like, bros, like I started a new job. My kid's back in school. I'm tired. Like I was like, there's nothing else. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Like mentally, I can't. Yeah, I just can't.
It was a lot too. I started to think like, oh yeah, like I don't have time for this to record the show. My wife always wants attention. I need to give my kids attention. You know, it was a lot. It was a lot, and I was like, I was at a point I was like, I'm just not gonna do this anymore. Like I know a lot of people enjoy this. I know a lot of people like being here, but like everybody that's here that enjoys spending time here, talking, just having a good time together. But there's like,
yeah, it still takes a toll.
Yeah, still a lot. I was like, God damn it! But I want to do this. I want to try this, and I want to keep doing this because this is fun for me. This is my therapeutic moment. Sounds selfish, but no, I find it very therapeutic for me.
Like I agree. Like for me too. It's like something where I'm just like, oh, okay, well I get to go hang out with friends for this like space of time.
Yeah.
You know.
It's just relaxing because you get to do all you gotta do is just. You don't get to see your friends a lot. You don't get to hang out a lot during the week, especially when you work and with kids and stuff. You don't get to hang out with other people. So just sitting down here for at least an hour or two is nice to hear somebody else.
Yeah, like chilling, like how we were before the podcast, where we were just chilling with Sam, helping him
with phasmophobia.
Yeah. Like it was fun. It's just chill.
Sometimes that's all you really need. It's just a good laugh, just a good time, just to relax, unwind a little bit.
Because like I can even tell you like the last podcast we did,
Yeah.
with the men.
Uh huh.
I can tell you like seriously like I was debating even showing up because my mental state was just so bad that day. Like I was depressed. But I came in here and like we started talking and it started flowing and it literally made me forget that
But you were feeling
that I was feeling
some type
down
of
and
way.
bad because it's just me talking with my friends and
Yeah. When it's a good conversation, when it's with good people, you tend to just kind of forget what you're going through and just
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 relaxing.
yeah, just let go. Like it feels good. It feels good to naturally let go instead of forcing yourself. It feels good to naturally let it come to you and just flow with it. That's why I like this because I get to relax and just talk. Like just the words come out and I forget everything that I had going on. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. But that's kind of a good, I guess, starting point to what I wanted to talk about, which is just nostalgic moments. The moments when before we had our kids. When we were growing up, when we were
When we were
young,
kids,
we were kids when we were young and full of hopes.
them hopes and dreams.
I wouldn't say I was very hopeful. I was doing a lot of bad things when I was young, but you know I was doing a lot of bad things when I was young. I was
I can honestly say I wasn't a bad kid.
I was a very bad kid. I was the type of guy that had a good relationship with the security guards in my high school.
They kept pulling you out of the house.
Yeah, the one that kept getting in trouble and all that stuff. There's a reason why I ended up having a child at 17. The reason why I had my first child at 17. I was
I can honestly say probably one of the most innocent people in my friend group.
I bet they were surprised whenever you ended up pregnant.
Honestly, a lot of people thought I was a virgin, and they're like, "Did you get pregnant off your first time?" And I was like, "No." They wanted to know was that. I didn't know it came off that innocent.
Do I look that dumb and innocent? Like goddamn.
Like I know, like no.
I know what I was doing. He didn't know what he
Look,
was doing.
no, look. I got through sheer will because I took every precaution you could,
Yeah,
and he still was like determined. So
you made sure.
uh,
Like you,
he made sure.
like you made sure
He's
you did everything possible so he wouldn't come out.
Yep, and he still was like, all right, I guess here we go, motherhood.
I just it is what it is, I guess.
It is what it is. I went for everything, protection, plan B, and he still came out. So,
That is a resilient motherfucker.
yep. So I was just like, I this is the world's plan for me now.
I guess this is my life now.
I can honestly say it hasn't been boring ever since then. So,
Oh no, I'm bad. It hasn't been boring ever since I had my kids either. It's been very interesting. I had a very tumultuous life at the very beginning of my kid's life.
it's being chaotic,
hmm Funny enough,
hella stressful, hella stressful.
you know what? Let's save the nostalgia time for later. Let's just me and you talk about like our first days of parenthood.
Well, yeah, because I think we're like the few that have children, right?
It's me, you, and my homie Brian and Prophet, the one who have kids.
Yeah,
Nobody
the
else
only
has
one.
kids. But
Yeah,
more consistently, me and you are the ones that have kids.
yeah, we're just like continuous, like every day.
Yeah, but
Yeah, because it's just me and my son. Like,
at least
we
it's
ain't got
just
nobody else.
at least it's just you and him. I have a no. At least it's just one for you. I have four, and my four is I'm gonna say it.
I can honestly tell you that I'm surprised that it is only him from the way I am. Not that
Why?
I'm a ho ho, not that I'm a ho ho, but
But you had enough
I've had enough un
experiences.
unsafe experiences where I'm very surprised I don't have more.
Hmm. No. Um. I just have my four with the same one, which is actually surprising to a lot of people. I think
Yeah,
I guess the most surprising thing is that
I guess because you were wild when you were young, so they're surprised that it's like no, I just have one, and I'm married to her, and like chill.
yeah, like yeah, because especially because of the friend group that I came up with, the people that I was around with. Remember I told you I was a bad kid. So the group of friends that I used to have are the type of people that had like two, three baby mamas with like a whole bunch of kids here, a whole bunch of kids there. You know, it it was so people were expecting for me to kind of do the same thing. You know,
Have
to
10 kids, and you're just like no.
yeah, to have like to have four kids with like different baby mamas. But I'm like, no, I've been with the same one for like fuck, what is it now? 12, 12 years dating? No,
Is it
no.
like a
Is it
little bit
20?
more?
14 years because it's 2008 me and her started dating.
Yeah, because I remember you said she hated you, right?
Mm, mm.
Yeah, first started dating.
She didn't hate me, but the thing is that it wasn't hate like like specifically hate, but she had this how can I put it?
You
This thing.
annoyed her.
Yeah, it was more just me being annoying to her, which is funny because like I remember the first semester of school before me and her started dating. Um, I'm that kid that like that type of person that can just not do any schoolwork, not do anything,
Mhm.
but I still know that all the answers. I still know I can
You were that kid who was like, I'm not gonna do my homework, but I'll ace every test.
exactly.
Yeah, I had a bunch of friends like that.
So and I was always asleep during class. So the classes that I had her in, she used to get bothered by it because she was like studious. She like like had to pay attention, and she
It's,
and
I
when
couldn't do it.
uh,
I feel
and
that.
and then I had her for chemistry, and in chemistry, I used to pass out. I always used to go to sleep right, just facing my desk, just face down on the desk. Fucking
You were that kid.
most
David,
comfortable.
wake up! Teacher
Yes.
just throwing the book at you.
She'll get mad because one, I would always like distract the teacher from teaching because I was always asleep. If I wasn't asleep on the chair, I would move to the back on like on the lab tables, and I would sleep on the lab tables. I don't know why, but school tables were so fucking comfortable.
They were. I admit that they were like I don't know why, especially
Extremely
like
comfortable.
the freaking
The lab tables were surprisingly comfortable for me.
the science lab tables were always comfortable.
Yes, and they were always cold too. So you put on a sweater and just like
Cause
stay
yeah,
right
because the
there.
science classrooms are always cold.
It was
Because
cold
like,
as
I think
shit.
they have to be because of like the chemicals and stuff. They have to be cold in
Yeah,
class.
to maintain the chemical temperature.
Mhm.
And it was like she hated it, but like, it was funny, right? Because like to me it was funny, because I was always sleeping, but I was like I had an average of a 85 in that class. An 85 average, but that's because I did all the tests and everything. Everything was aced. Except
All my teachers hated. All
except for
my teachers hated me, except for my biology teacher.
no, all my teachers hated me. Ex-
but it's because I used to ask him dumb questions. Like I even have him on Facebook, I think.
no, all like when I tell you all my teachers hated me, they were excited whenever I just left. They're like they were like I'm so glad I don't have you anymore. Everybody would be like, "Are you
He's
still
just to get
sleep?"
you out.
Yeah, but like, "Are you still sleeping in class?" Uh huh. Uh huh. Every year, "Are you still sleeping in class?" Uh huh. Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
pass you to get out. This is please get out. Get
Yeah.
out.
It was funny. But no, it was funny because that's when me and her started dating. It was always fun when me and her started dating, and then it quickly turned into doing all that, all that nasty stuff, and then
And nasty.
mhm, and then whenever she got pregnant with my daughter, I remember when we first found out. Matter of fact, I have a picture right here of me and her when we were younger. Let's see if I can show it to you. If you can see it, see it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Pushed a button on my computer and my whole screen turned off, and I was just like, "What the heck just happened?"
Yeah, so
Yeah, I see it.
that was me and her.
I said, "Oh," because I said Sam on Steam
Yeah.
because I have a little ghost emote that I bought
Oh,
with my Steam points. I
yeah.
sent him a bunch of little ghosts, and he just replied, "LOL."
He's just trying to scare him.
I just like messing with him.
I know. Well, whenever she got pregnant, right? It was funny because like my mom threw a whole ass fit, as expected. She was like, "I'm gonna make sure that you're not in that kid's life. I'm gonna send you back to Mexico. I'm never gonna bring you back,
But,
and this and that."
I'm gonna send you to Mexico.
Yeah.
You know that's extreme. That's always
Uh
the
huh.
mad. I'm gonna send you back to Mexico.
Uh huh.
You don't
Like
even
she.
got family in Mexico. I don't care. I'm sending you there.
Uh huh. She was like willing to deport me just to, just to, just to make sure that I didn't I had nothing to do with her. Uh, no, it didn't, and it didn't end up working out in her favor. I stayed. I still took
Obviously.
care. You know, I stayed. I spoiled her doing while we were in school together. I always took her out because I was already working, so I was working on the weekends, so I would take her to go take her out to lunch every day. Always buy her a snack. Everything, everything. You know. Uh, Funny enough, as soon as my daughter was born, like she was with me the whole time. No,
Mhm.
the whole time she was pregnant. But as soon as my daughter was born, her parents didn't want her to be with me. To this day, they don't want her to be with me. But like they don't like me. But they really didn't want me to be there. That they moved to Corsicana, a whole like hour or something away from here.
Yeah, I think I remember. It's about an hour away.
Yeah, it's an hour away or like something from here. So it's like, okay, mind you, like I was just 18. I was already working, and whenever my daughter was born, I was trying to find like any type of like more consistent jobs. So I think I was working at McDonald's at that time. Uh,
Them nuggies.
no, I will. You know those
Yeah, they don't. I heard McDonald's actually charges you.
yeah,
Their,
yeah. You like if you work there, like you can't just grab food. You still have to pay for it, even though you work there. It was some bullshit.
yeah.
But I was those people that. Here's why I also kind of failed school too, because those like if you wake up early enough, those people that you see outside cleaning the windows and taking out the trash and all that stuff,
Uh huh.
like early as fuck in the morning. Yeah,
Yeah, the
that's
custodians.
yeah the custodians. That's what I used to do. I was in there and I would be there early enough for whenever the truck arrived. I was up in the back, like fixing, like stocking up the freezer.
Hey, custodians make good money. They get good benefits too.
You
It's
would
just not
think
worth
so.
it.
Yeah.
No, mine. You know it was actually a head custodian.
Uh huh. It,
Up until about like 10 years ago,
mm,
he retired, and then now he works in construction with my dad.
mm,
It's he's just like, you money.
like, fuck it, I make money.
Yeah, according to him, retirement just got boring. He's
Yeah,
like, retirement is boring.
a lot of people in retirement are like, fuck it, I want to do something. I need to do something. Um, well, I worked there, but it was messing with school so bad because they will call me during the week. I told them I can do, certain times. Like I still go to school,
Hmm.
so I could do, like just weekends or like certain days I can come in, right? But I can only be here till such and such time. And they said, sure, sure, that's fine. We understand that, whatever. Well, sometimes they will call me like early as fuck in the morning, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They're like, "Hey, uh, we know you got school, but you think you can come in? We're gonna need you for a full shift. We have a truck that just called. They said they're on their way. We don't have nobody else here." So I'll be like, "Fuck, okay, whatever, right?" And I didn't have my car then, so I would have to have my mom drive me, and it wasn't even close. It was like 20 minutes away from where I used to live. But all this to say that like while she was an hour away, I was over here trying to work, and so I couldn't see my daughter for the first year or two. I would see her, but like how we are now, like just talking. I would
Yeah, like video chatting.
ah I would try to video chat as much as I could. Uh, Whenever my parents would take me, I would go over there. I would always give her money for whatever she needed. I would every time I would go over, I would take diapers. I would take something just so she can you know have for whatever she needed. Always tried to do whatever I could, you know. But since I wasn't there, physically every day, she still throws it in my face that like, well, you weren't there, you weren't there.
Yeah, but it's like like it's not like either one of us could help it.
She tells me that her parents wanted me to move over there with them, and that they were gonna help me with getting a job. They were gonna help me with school, but I was very prideful, so I was like, no, because I want to learn how to do this thing on my own. Like I need to know how to do this thing on my own.
Yeah, I mean, as a parent, when you first start out, you you get like I get it. You don't want to take everyone's help, and it does take a while for you to get into your like mindset.
Yeah,
It's okay to ask for help. And like I have friends, like my best friend used to have this issue too when she first had her children,
yeah,
because she was going to school, she was working, and then when she had her son,
yeah,
like I was telling her, I was like, it's not gonna be the same. Life is no longer gonna be the same. You're not gonna bounce back the way you used to.
yeah,
Like it's not you have the baby, you bounce back. No, it's gonna happen. Like I even told her, you better tell the baby's father. He better expect you not to be the same. Your body's never gonna be the same.
exactly.
Your mental state isn't gonna be the same. You're relearning to love you, and he's gotta learn to love the new you too.
Yeah,
Because there's no going back. You're a whole new person, and technically he should be a whole new person too because that's his baby.
mm-hmm,
He can't be the same way he was either.
exactly. You have to learn.
And like
You have to learn to be a
it
whole new
took
person.
yeah, and it took her, and like cuz yeah, the first year like I had trouble like asking my family for help, and I hated it, and I felt guilty because
Mm-hmm.
they were helping me. And
Yeah,
like it took me a whole year to understand that it was okay that they were helping me, because that's my parents' grandbaby. They want him to be safe, they want him to be secure,
yeah,
and that it was okay to get that help because they were allowing me to do this so that he could have things that they weren't able to give me, which was my parents were never able to be there because they were always working.
yeah,
So they didn't want that from my son, and they allowed me. They're like, "Look, we'll help you out. Just help him grow up. Like, be there for all his stuff," because they
yeah.
couldn't do that.
Well, see,
And then that's what I told my friend. I'm like, it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know you feel guilty about it. It's parents' guilt. I was like, but you gotta learn to push through it.
Yeah. And it's not even that I don't know if I had guilt or whatever, but also like, but thing is, my at home, like at my own home when I was growing up, it wasn't really easy either, because
Uh-huh.
I have I have parents who they weren't necessarily involved, because they would always, my dad is a gym rat, so he
Uh-huh.
was always at the gym. His main focus is his physical. He has to make sure that he looks good. My mother was also very fashionable, so she has to look good. So there was a whole lot of stigma of looking good.
Yeah, it was the keep maintaining the image type
Yeah.
deal.
And so, but at home it was like this was outside, but inside, inside the actual house, because my dad was such a gym rat and my mom was, like, always trying to be young, feel young. They were always out. I was also raising my younger brother and younger sister, like, who were in elementary age at that time. They were,
Yeah, I understand that.
yeah, so they were very young. So I also had this mentality of like, no, I know how to do this. And I'm already acting like a parent, so I need to do the parent thing, which is, provide, like, do this
Mm-hmm.
on my own, because nobody else is helping me, so I have to do this on my own. And this is also what was being fed to me is like, hey, you did this, you put that baby in there, so you have to learn to do this on your own. So I was always doing, teaching myself, pushing myself to do everything on my own. Like, I have to, force myself to be, you know, to work through it, to provide. I can't let nobody help me out. Now, sure, like, I get my wife's point of view is like, well, they said that they would help you. They said that they can help you, um, find a job, finish school, whatever. I couldn't do that. One, it was no, it was in a whole new place. Like, it was me having to depend on somebody else that I didn't even know. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so like I was never comfortable. First of all, they never liked me from the first, like, from the get go. Ever since they knew that I was dating her, they never really liked me. Like, so, I was like, it was already like the feeling was against me already to be comfortable enough to be there.
Yeah, and then at such a young age, those feelings are amplified because
Exactly.
you don't understand, like, our young, like, mental state just doesn't get that. Like,
Hmm.
it's just like we're still in that semi me
Yeah.
mindset, which is okay at that age. It's okay, and that's why I tell people who date younger people, because I'll have friends who'll date extremely younger people, like 19, 18. I'm like, bro, you are so much older. They have not lived.
Mm-mm.
Like, it's not gonna work for that sole reason. I'm like, if it does, good for you. But
But
they're
still,
still
like,
in the me stage, and
yeah,
we're at this point in our life where we're the we.
yeah. Like, at this point, first of all, you're too old to be dating someone under 20.
Yeah, I'm just like, blah.
Like,
If she can't drink with you, if they
exactly.
can't drink with you, then
Like,
no. It's a
20,
no.
20 is the limit when you're like over 20. Like, when you're 26 and up, 20 is the least you can marry. Like you can start dating. I mean, not marry.
It's still iffy. Like, it's just like,
Yeah, freshly 20 is like, okay, you look like you were waiting for them to turn 20.
nah.
But anyways, yeah, no, it was like that. It was a little troubling for the first, you know for the first couple of, like, a first year or two of my daughter's life. But I'll try to be there, as much as I can. I always try to be there, try to do everything for them. I would
Which
give
is the
her.
most important thing.
Yeah, I would buy my wife clothes. I will, well, no, she was my girlfriend at the time, so I would still buy her clothes. I was paying for her phone bill. Like I bought her a phone. I was paying for her phone bill. I was doing whatever I could just to kind of tell them like, hey, I'm here. I'm willing to support you in any way. Like this is
Like
also
even though
mine.
I'm not physically there, I'm still here. Like
Yeah.
for you, I'm still doing this for you.
Yes. Um. But to her, it wasn't enough. So
Yeah.
they moved back over here. Because also, here's what was funny to me, right? So they moved away because they didn't want her to be with me, but they were still driving all the way over here, like to the DFW area because this is where they worked.
Yeah. Okay. So it just made no sense for them. It's
Exactly.
just okay. You're telling me about you're gonna get me a job over there, but y'all still working over here.
Exactly. Like like your whole thing is still over here, but yeah, you wanna. Okay. Like no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't with that. Like
That's a little bit of a tonteria right there.
yeah, cause like they will leave as soon as my wife would get home from school. They will leave, so my wife would be alone all afternoon up until nighttime, which would make me think. So how the fuck am I gonna get a job? How am I gonna get to a job if they're not there?
Yeah, it's
If
like
my
how am I gonna get to work? And then what if something happens?
exactly,
No, and then what are we gonna do?
exactly. So it's like, so it just didn't make sense to me, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so that was that. Once they moved back over here, it was more that we started hanging out together again. Um, she got pregnant by my son. When my daughter
Big
was like
kid
2.
2, 3.
Yeah,
The kid 2, 3
yeah. Like
came along.
when my daughter was 2, she got pregnant with my son with my first son.
Hmm.
I was here through it, but for the pregnancy of my first son, um, I wasn't. I was more selfish at that point. So I like at one point I even thought like maybe it's not mine, you know, because she had also just told me that like while she was over there, she was starting to fall out of love with me. She was starting to stop caring about me, and she was like the only reason I talked to you was because your daughter wanted to see you. So I was hurt. I was hurt for a little bit, Uh, so
It's
I was
understandable on both parts.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's understandable because like I'm far away. I cannot give you that attention that you
she
needed.
wanted
Yeah,
and needed.
yeah, and like and at the same time, it's like I was hurt because I was over here trying to do trying to work for you. Yet you're telling me this, so I was hurt. So it was the whole thing, right? And but thankfully everything worked out. We ended up good. He was born healthy. I was like, okay, cool. Um, at that point, we're already getting pressure to get married because we have 2 kids, and how is this gonna look, and this and that. And I was like, whatever. Like I'm like again, we weren't really on unstable basis, but I was like, no, whatever. I'm not ready. Until she got pregnant again.
You're like, okay, maybe I should.
Yeah, until she got pregnant
So you're
again.
like, yeah. It's like, yeah, let's get married. Okay, like,
No,
you
funny
got three of
enough,
my kids.
we still didn't get married at baby number 2, and number 3. Um, but by baby number 3, I was already working well enough to be like, all right, I want you to move in with me. Let's get an apartment, right? Let's get our own place. Because again, she wanted me to move in here with her parents, but her parents and her brothers, and I was like, no, it's a cramped ass fucking house.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna do that. So I got an apartment and everything, and whenever we got our apartment, finally got our apartment and everything, that's when she was pregnant with child number 4. Because child number 3 and 4 are they're about a year apart. They're a year apart. About a year apart. Yeah, a year and months apart. Because one's September, the other one's in May. The last one is in
Yeah,
May.
so like about a year apart.
Yeah. So the one's in May 10th. It's like a year and months. Uh, but it was just funny. Like it was just funny because that's when we were living. But I think by the time we had baby after she had baby number 3, after no after she had baby number 4, that's whenever we got married.
You're like, all right, four, four
No,
years the time.
baby number. It was after baby number 3 before we knew about baby number 4.
Mm.
It was not long after baby number 4 that baby number 3 that we got married, and then not long after we found out about baby number 4. And ever since then we've been married. So we've been married about fucking what is it, like 10 years now?
It's a long time, my friend.
It's a very long fucking time. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a very long time. You go through a lot, a lot.
Yeah, because during those 10 years, especially because y'all started out so young, y'all are evolving into different people
Mm-hmm.
to become the people that you are today. On top of that, you had kids.
Yeah.
So you're trying to learn each other while
Learning other people
parenting
and
and
teaching
then
other
learning
people.
all these little people that you both created.
Yeah.
And these little people are going through massive changes.
And through a
So it's like,
whole like generational change and everything.
yeah.
It was fucking intense.
So, yeah. You,
I,
sir, have not had a boring life.
no, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. I have been with her for about literally half of my life now. Yeah, almost
I've
literally
been,
half of my
I've been,
life.
I've been single the majority of my life.
Not gonna lie to you, like it's gonna sound bad, but there's times where I think about it. I'm like,
Like you were single.
yeah, I'm like,
I think most people do,
uh
cause
huh,
like my friend, she's been with her baby daddy for 6 years,
yeah,
and she says like, I wonder if I had just gone with this other dude instead of him, or if I had broken up with him when I did, cause she was about to break up with him
mm-hmm.
when she found out she was pregnant.
Oh,
So she's like, I will stick it through for the kid. They're still together to this day.
is it a happy relationship? Because that's the first thing. Is like as long as it's a happy relationship,
According to her, she has her happy moments.
fair enough. People have those.
Yeah. I'm just like, girl, if it's what you want,
Yeah, like,
I support it. Because I know when I got pregnant, a lot of people, because I was single,
yeah,
were pressuring me to find somebody so I wouldn't raise my son alone.
yeah.
They're
You
like,
you get that a lot.
yeah, they're like, you need to find someone, go date, talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm not gonna lie, I was getting like talked to a lot by a lot of dudes when I was pregnant, which was very surprising to me.
That is
Um,
well, little
it
bit,
was
yeah.
very surprising to me. So I was just like, okay.
Like, damn, y'all really like pregnant females like that?
I was like, I don't really like pregnant people either. I'm like, I was just like, no, I don't want it to happen like that.
Yeah,
Like, I don't want to be with someone just because I'm pregnant, and I want someone to help me take care of my kid.
yeah, yeah.
And
But that's the thing is that you were raised with an independent spirit already.
yeah, cause like you, my parents were just never around.
Yeah.
Like they were never there because they were always working
Mm-hmm.
or always trying to live parts of their youth.
Yeah.
Cause my mom had me when she was 17,
Mm.
and then my dad was 3 years older than her, so it's like 20.
Yeah, he was 20. He was about 20.
So my dad used to be a mad hoe, so him settling into a life was just hard. But
Yeah.
he was just always working, working, working.
Yeah.
And if he wasn't working, he was drinking. So I like you, I raised my brothers, like, because you can even ask my youngest brother.
Yeah.
and he'll straight up tell people, "No, it was my sister and my grandma who raised me."
Mm,
Like that's why me and my youngest brother have such a close bond. Is cause and like he you can see that he treats me
definitely.
differently from our middle brother.
Yeah.
Cause like he'll take me out for like lunches for my birthday, and if I ask him for something, like he won't question it. Like he'll gripe like a little brother does
Yeah.
sometimes,
Yeah.
but he does it because like he sees it as you raised me, I appreciate you.
That's an appreciation thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
always
he feels
that's always
he
good.
feels like yeah. So for me, I was like, okay, it's just when I got pregnant, I was like, this is gonna be like that, but just a little bit more.
Yeah.
And like I knew from the minute I told the dude I was on my own. Because when I told him I was like, yo, I'm pregnant,
Yeah.
is like he just kind of like sat there and stared at me for like 2 minutes, and then was like, how? And I was like,
The fuck you mean how?
bro, what the fuck you mean? I think you know how. And like this dude is like, it was like I was 23 when I was pregnant,
Yeah.
22, 23, and he was 25, 26. And
Mm.
this wasn't his first kid either, so I was just like, bro, I think you know how.
Yeah, like you're too old to not know how.
Yeah, and he was never in the picture. Like, he completely just abandoned us. He likes to pretend that,
Yeah.
his life got away from him and he just couldn't be there the way he wanted to. And then he, like, semi blamed me because I moved back to El Paso
Yeah.
because I was in San Antonio at the time.
Mm.
And he's like, well, you moved back to El Paso? And I was like, I needed support.
Yeah.
I'm like, I needed support. My family offered me support. It would have been stupid not to take it.
Exactly.
Uh,
Because like to having to do that all by yourself in a different city where you have nobody is
had
completely.
nobody. Um, my best friend at that time, who was in San Antonio, was a different girl from the one that was pregnant,
Yeah.
the one that I was talking to about earlier.
Yeah.
Um, she couldn't be there for me because she had just had like a miscarriage,
Mm.
so she couldn't be there for me because she's like it's too hard,
Yeah.
and like
It did
she
remind her.
feels guilt about that to this day, and I'm like, girl, there's nothing to be guilty about.
No, there's nothing
Like
you
it's
could have done.
understandable. Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah.
Like miscarriages are like the hardest things that anybody can go through, man or woman.
Yeah. 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 It
It's
hurts.
super hard. It hurts. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like so I was legitimately alone. And through the years he tried to come back, but he just never stayed. And so now the last thing I heard is that he was in jail for abuse and methamphetamines, I think, and
Oh.
back child support for his first child
God damn.
because he's not on my son's birth certificate
Yeah.
because I refuse to give him any authority over my child or try to get authority over my child.
Mm. See, I'm not on my on none of my boys' birth certificate, but that's because when my son was born, like the first one, the one I was there for, um, I didn't get the paperwork until like after,
Oh,
and like until after I left, cause I was there, and then I was there when he was born, but I didn't get the paperwork until after I left, cause I had to go to work.
mm,
And then for the third one, I stayed at home with the with my
the
two
other
youngest.
two.
Yeah, with the two youngest because again my first boy was still a baby, and
Yeah.
my daughter was young, so my mother in law was like, "Come on, let's go," and her brothers wanted to go with her to the hospital too, and I was like,
You can watch these babies.
"Yeah," and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll just stay home." Like it was like a quick like in the moment thing because everything was going so fast. It was in the middle of the night. I was like, "Just fuck it, I'll stay home." And she was like, "Okay, sure, that's fine." So they left, and I stayed at home with the other two until they told me that he was born. I was like, okay, that's good. I went to go see him the next day. She had already filled all the paperwork.
Yeah, because they just give you that paperwork and then they take it.
Yeah,
It's just like,
yes.
hey, go. It's just like,
Even if you don't finish it, it's like, okay,
hey,
cool, we'll take it. Yeah, if you put
go
it down,
fill in the rest, and you're just like, what do you go fill it? You don't even know.
exactly. The only thing they care about is as long as you put the name in, they'll fill out the rest. Um, no, it's funny.
Like you can, yeah, because they tell you you can go put anyone else on the certificate later if you want.
Yeah,
But what they don't tell you is that that shit costs a lot of money.
exactly,
That's the shit they don't tell you.
exactly.
Because I
So,
think the first one is 50, and then after that, it's like what, like almost $800.
oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it gets up to almost like $800.
Fuck that.
Again, like add shit and change shit on the birth certificate,
Yeah,
it gets hella expensive.
fuck that, dude.
Like the government's like, nah, you gonna stick with what you got.
Uh huh.
Because I looked into it because I wanted to change my son's middle name,
Yeah.
but now he likes it, so there's no
Mm.
point.
Yeah. I might have to save up money for later whenever my youngest son. Let's see what he decides about his name.
It's just like,
Cause
we'll see.
for my youngest son, his name is Calais,
Uh huh.
but it's spelled Kaelei. If you just say it like that in English, you would just say like how you read it in English. It's pronounced Kaylee.
Oh, so you he
So
might not like that.
he's
Yeah.
gonna hate me when he gets older.
He'd be like, bro, it's not my fault they can't pronounce it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like we have Calais, but anyways, the last one, whenever he was born, it was funny because he was born here in Arlington, and my wife was in the hospital. We had went to go see her, right? Because she was over there. She was over there like overnight, and but when I go see her, she was fine. She was just sitting up in the table watching TV. She was like, "No, I'm fine." The nurse said she's gonna come in and check on me. She said I'm not too dilated yet, so they're gonna give it some time. Well, okay, cool. She was like, my mother-in-law asked her, "Do you need anything? You want us to go get you anything?" She's like, "Oh yeah." So she gave me a list of stuff to go get, right, to come home and get. I was like, "Okay, cool, that's fine." I came home, and on our way home, we weren't even like going back yet. We were on our way to come home. It wasn't even 5 minutes later. She calls me, "Hey, the baby's born."
This is like, excuse me?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, like my mother-in-law almost like hit the brakes like in the middle of the road, like just hard, slammed the brakes, and she was like, "What?" I was like, "Hold on, what the fuck you mean the baby's born?" She's like, yeah, when you guys left, I started having contractions. The nurse came in and he came out." So I was
Yeah,
like,
because they told me like each one just goes faster and faster. They're like, yep, you just keep going, and it gets faster and faster.
yeah, and I was like, "Okay, do you still want the stuff?" Or she's like, "No, yeah, yeah, go get me the stuff. Like, go get me the stuff still." I was like, "Okay." So we went, came back, and yeah, she had already filled out the paperwork and everything. I was like,
And they just took it, and you're just like, okay, I guess
yeah,
that.
yeah. She didn't put the name. She didn't put my name on it either. I was like, okay, that's fine, I guess.
Even either way, even if she puts your name, you have to sign it in order for them to
Yeah,
legally count it.
yeah. So that was the thing is that since I couldn't, I wasn't there to sign it. Like it just didn't count. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay. So on none of my three boys is my name on there.
'Cause, yeah, like legit. That's also when I went into labor with my son,
Mm-hmm.
because I wasn't supposed to go into labor.
Yeah,
Um,
you told the story.
yeah, I told this story on the podcast. I wasn't supposed to, and then I like called him and I was like, "Look, you want your name on this birth certificate?
Yeah.
Then you have until tomorrow to get here." I was like, "You get here, I'll put your name, but if not," because he wanted his last name for my son.
No,
Because he's like,
He doesn't
I
have.
know that's my baby, that's my son.
Yeah.
And I was like, "You better start showing up, sir, because
He doesn't have his last
that's
name.
my baby. That's my baby."
Does he not have his last name?
No, he has my last name.
Hmm. Okay.
Is my last name.
Fair enough. All my kids have my last name.
Yeah, he has my last name, and he will continue to have so until if I ever get married and
No, he can continue
he
to
and
have it.
whoever. Well, like I said, it's really his
It's
choice
choice.
because
Yeah.
like if I get married,
Yeah.
like or if my significant other wants to legally adopt him,
Yeah.
like I'm legit like it's between that person and Kai.
Yeah.
Like, because if Kai doesn't want it, then I'm like, then he doesn't want it. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
it's
gonna.
it's got nothing. I'm not gonna force him. I'm not gonna tell him nothing
Yeah. Your
because
partner has to understand that like he doesn't want it.
yeah,
So.
that's his choice
Yeah.
whether he wants it or not. So
Yeah. Being a parent is weird.
yeah, and then like
It's a lot of work.
for me being a single parent, it feels like it's not harder, but certain aspects are more difficult. Like the whole dating thing is pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Finding someone I can trust with
That's
my child.
that's another thing too that me and my wife had discussion about because like again we have a lot of people we know a lot of people who have dated and you see the stories of people date and kids go bad and things happen to the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And she had the discussion, right? If we were ever to break up, I don't want you to bring anybody else around the kids. And
Yeah.
my thing is like doesn't like if I am to be if we are to be separated, whatever, divorce, whatever, I'm not going to give or take away any power from her or give anybody else power over my kids. And this is
Yeah.
something that I'm letting everybody know from the get go. Like, hey, these are my kids, my responsibility.
They're
You,
not going nowhere.
yeah, you can meet them, right? You can talk to them, whatever, because they are, they are part of me. So they're gonna know you eventually, right? If things get that serious.
Mhm.
Um, but you know, you're not mom. You're not gonna be
Yeah.
mama. Like, you're gonna be my partner, and that's it. You know, they will show
Yeah,
you
like
they will
they
show
they
you respect.
reinforce they reinforce those rules that you set,
Yeah,
not create their own rules.
exactly. Like you are my partner. You like again, like you're not. You don't have full control. I'm not gonna leave them to you to babysit. I'm not gonna. You're not gonna
Yeah.
be a parent just like that. Like no, you're gonna be. You are my partner, and that's pretty much where it stays. Like I'm not gonna give you full like you're gonna be the mother now. You're gonna play mom. No, you're not gonna play mom. You're just gonna play your role as my partner, and just respect my time with my kids and respect that I have kids. And I
Yeah,
told
that's
her,
that's how I've told most of my partners. I'm like, you need to understand. I'm a mom. I'm a single mom. There's no one else that I can be like, okay, let me go leave him with a dad. You get time with just me. No, he's there. He's not going nowhere.
yeah,
It's just me and him.
hmm,
I'm like, if y'all can't handle that, then you need to step out now. And that's what I think. What like my ex kind of didn't understand, but
mm,
he knew because he knew from a previous relationship.
yeah, but
Because he told me straight up, that's why his previous relationship didn't work out. Even though him and the girl loved each other, the son didn't like him,
mm,
and I'm like, well, yeah, that's an issue. If my kid doesn't like you,
yeah, I'm not
then
gonna
how
force
are
my
we
kid
gonna
to.
how are we gonna work?
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Especially
force
if
my
you
kid to
don't
like
you
you.
don't care to try.
Uh huh.
And like for a while he tried with my son, and then eventually he's like, I don't want to be stepdad. I don't want to do that. And I'm like, okay, well then I respect that. I wasn't asking you to be, and you technically wouldn't be Kai's father unless Kai asked you to be.
Exactly.
And I'm like, unless my kid is asking you to be that parental role to them,
Mm-hmm.
you're
Unless it,
not gonna be.
unless they feel like you are in any way a parental figure to them, then you can play the role, but it's something that they have to give you.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're not gonna be ignoring my kid and pretending they don't exist.
Exactly. Like just understand that they're still there. And the same thing I told my wife is like, you're gonna be mom no matter what. Whatever rules you have set, I'm going to respect, and whatever rules that I have set, you're also going to respect. Like, we're still gonna co-parent. We're still gonna no
Yeah.
like
You're gonna co-parent.
yeah, we're still
You're
gonna
not
raise
gonna.
them. We're still gonna raise them however we want to, but if you are with somebody, I don't want them to try to knock me off the picture like I don't exist. Like, understand that I'm still there. Like, whoever's with me is not taking you off your position. No, like, your position is set in stone. So I would
I,
hope the
I think that's
same.
what a lot of co-parents don't understand when it comes to your kids. It's that you two are still a unit. You may not be intimate like that anymore,
Yeah,
but y'all are still a unit that needs to work together, and you're
exactly,
all's partner. Because like I even see like Reddit stories where step parents get mad because they won't acknowledge them the same way they acknowledge a mom, like
yeah,
their actual birth mother, and it's just like, well, no, they're not going to because you're not.
exactly. Like, you're not
Like you,
there to
you need to understand your role in this
ex-
child's life.
exactly. You're not mom or dad. You are mom or dad's partner. That's it. Like,
Yeah, and it's like,
you're just a third party who's there with them. You
yeah,
know.
and it's like you're with them. You need to understand that yes, there will be boundaries that the kids and you have to understand. Like the kid, of course, the kids can't walk completely over you. They need to show respect to you too.
Exactly.
But at the same time, like when it comes to punishment and things like that, it needs to be discussed collectively as a group,
Exactly.
not just
Nah, I
them
decided to do
punish
this.
you and be, yeah,
Yeah.
I punished them because you weren't here.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you tell me what's going on? Because even like parents who are together,
Yeah.
like not the whole step, they still need to discuss with, hey, our kid did this, so I punished them for that. And
Yeah. And it's like I tell my wife, like, because my wife has this thing that if you're together, right, if two people are together, that you are now one, and everything you do is as one, and you are completely together as one. And I'm like, no, you're still two separate entities that just came together. It's just two
yeah,
people working together. Like, there's still
it's two separate people who come together to work as one,
exactly.
but you still have your own individualities because you can't just be completely one. We do everything together. We sit there. We because
Same.
it's just you're just two. You have two different things you want to do.
Exactly. So, and she does that to when it comes to privacy and stuff like that, saying that that once you're together, you no longer have the right to privacy. You no longer have the right to be your own person in a way.
I think that has its limits. Like I think you should be able to tell your partner everything, but you don't have to. Like,
The
like
thing is, like, that the thing that with me is, like, have your privacy. You need to have your privacy, whatever little privacy you have, whether it be your own, a room for yourself, a room to yourself to where you can cool
I
off.
think yeah, I think that is very important that
Like,
each person in the relationship have their own space.
yeah, and even and let's say it's in a place to where you don't you're not financially good enough to have your own room in your own house. Even if it is having your own things in your phone, because some people take notes about their own personal feelings in their in their notes in their phones. Like, you wouldn't want somebody to see that, even if it's not nothing bad per se. you know
Yeah.
you want that private moment, because that's the moment that you have to yourself. It's another thing
Yeah,
too.
because
It's like,
there are some things that you know that you're good. If you say to your partner, they're gonna accept
exactly,
them. So you
exactly.
just wanna, you just like, I know what it is. I just want to keep it to myself.
Hmm.
But you just like, I just want to express it in a way.
Exactly.
And
So,
so yeah, like I get that where it's that type of privacy.
yeah, and even, like, and that's just the bare minimum to, like, because it depends also on how everybody else's feels, everybody's situations. But, it's that bare minimum. But she's like, no, if you're together, you are together. You no longer have that privacy. And I'm
No,
like,
I think everyone deserves their own privacy because I see that a lot with parents also where they think that because they gave birth to this child because they're raising them, they're doing it, their kid is not entitled to their own privacy.
oh yeah, no,
So
that's
they just they like want to be in everything in all their business and they want to be monitoring 24/7. It's just like you can't do that to your child either.
yeah, no, you have to give them more space for them to be open.
That's why
To
like I used to hate it because my mom
Mm-hmm.
used to come into my room and she used to get on me about my room, and she's like, it's always a mess in here. She does this to my son now also.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my son has ADHD, and so messes are
It's,
easier for him to find things
yeah.
in than if we go and clean his room.
Yeah. So there's also like with that, like there's also a sense of like responsibility and behavior to being controlling. You know, controlling is like to being controlling and micromanaging. That's when you're overstepping a boundary. I
Yeah, because
understand
it's
that.
like,
I understand that, you know, it's your child. You want to be in control of everything that they do, so they don't, you know, so they walk the right path, quote unquote. But there's a limit to that.
yeah, like with me, I don't get on him about his room. I'm just like, bro, just pick stuff up off your floor so I can walk in here. I'm
Yeah,
like, just don't have like food or like trash laying around, and we're good.
that's what I
Like
tell.
that's all I tell him. Just don't have trash lying around.
Yeah, like just be clean. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like
I'm like, you wanna throw your clothes everywhere? Cool. Don't have trash with food or leave bowls and
yeah,
that in the room
it's like
because
a
that's just nasty.
yeah, it's like I tell my daughter. My daughter again right now. She's already 12. It's like I tell my daughter, like no room, no food in the rooms because you can attract ants. Clean up your like fix your bed, you know, fix your bed, clean up your mess. Make sure you have no clothes, dirty clothes under the bed because that also makes your room stink. I'm gonna make it look nice. She's like, yeah, but my brother starts to make it messy. I'm like, it's gonna get messy. But as long as you cleaned it at least once during the day and you know it was clean at some
Yeah,
point,
it's as long as you attempt
yeah.
at something, then it's fine.
As
Cause like
long,
me, like I'll pick up stuff through my room throughout the whole day, but like I'm someone who has like I prefer organized chaos.
yeah,
So I'm someone like I have all like my clean clothes piled on a chair because I know what those are.
yeah. That's a,
But I'm just like, but like if I put it away in a drawer or something,
yeah,
then I'm like, where did it go?
yeah. I'm like, where the fuck did I put it at? And then I start picturing like in my head, I know I put it in a drawer.
And then you remember like where you left it before you put it in the drawer, and
Uh,
you're just like, it was there,
it was
and now it's
and,
not there anymore.
and you start retracing all of your steps.
Yeah, it just takes you longer to find stuff.
Yeah,
And like my son, I learned my son has that. And
yeah.
that's why I'm starting to think, like noticing my son's behavior, that I think I really do have ADHD.
Mm,
And I was just like, I'm too old for it anyways already. Doesn't
yeah,
matter.
like I'm too old to be figuring all this shit out anyway. So
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's why most of like the shit the way I am is the way I am.
yeah, oh yeah,
Um, but yeah, it's just so much, and then just but yeah, my mom used to like nitpick at me for it, and I was just like, just stop. This is my space. Like, let me have my space.
yeah.
Cause she also used to like want to paint my room a certain way, and like
Have
I
complete
hated it.
control of.
Yeah, I hated it because she wanted to paint my room blue, and all I asked was like, "Can I just have my room black?"
Yeah,
And she wanted to paint moons and stars on it, and I was just like,
yeah. My wife wants to do that. She wants to like take full control and like of how everything's gonna look. And I'm
and then
like,
like now as an adult, like my room she wants control over, and I'm just like, no, it's my room. I know what I want in it. And
yeah,
like my son's room too, like she kind of tried, and then like me and my dad put a stop to it, and we're like, nope, it's what he wants. It's his room. It's his space.
yeah.
He gets to choose. Cause I'm like, even if he's young, it's his space. He's living in it, not you. If you don't like it, don't go in there.
Exactly.
Like that's what I tell my mom. If you don't like my room, don't come in. Just don't come in.
Uh,
It's
all right,
that simple.
all right. Well, we're gonna end it here tonight because I gotta go pick up my wife. She's at her friend's house drinking. So.
Oh, safe driving.
Mm-hmm. I
I
have
don't
to
know if
be.
it's raining out there like it is here.
No, it's not, thankfully. So, but
It's hurricane season, y'all.
oh yeah, it's that good weather. It's getting to that good weather now.
Like good, yeah, no.
But, all right, it's been fun. All right, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Today's just been me and Sampy.
Hi.
Yeah, no, we're gonna try to upload more on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I know we've been slacking a little bit, but hey, we're getting back to it.
We
Things
will get
happen.
back in that. We'll get back in that role.
Yeah, life happens. We'll get to
Yeah,
it.
we'll try and find more people too, cause like,
Oh yeah,
well, like they're here, but then it's just
life.
it's
It's life.
life.
Yeah.
People just be tired. We're older people.
Yeah.
Get tired.
We have
We're
stuff
all
to
older
do.
people. I know we all sound young, but we're older people.
Oh yeah. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good night, rest of your day. Whatever time you're listening to this, just go ahead and enjoy
Bye.
it. Bye, everybody.